Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Winter Meeting, 5th day, Monday, 23rd January 2023 Race Preview. The first event of the afternoon is the Alaskan Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Asterisk, who's had a start in this season in race number 8. It was scheduled to start in race number 47 where it was withdrawn after being refused to be stalled. In race number 8, where it went over 1100 meters, was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, then made some gradual improvement, eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Southern Lad, who won that race by a length and a quarter. Number 2 is High Spirit. Couple of starts for High Spirit. First up, it finished on 3rd in race number 26 over 1200 meters behind Atlantica. In its next start, the one we are looking at is race number 38. It was in 5th spot, then weaved a passage towards the inside, was blocked for room, but then eventually finished on a flying 2nd behind Sporting Trainer. Couple of starts for Beautiful. First up, it finished on 2nd in race number 1 behind Compliance over 1200 meters. In his last start, was installed the favourite. It went over 1100 meters in race number 55. It was in 5th spot, then took the inside passage, did not really made any further improvement, finished on 5th of 10 runners. The winner here was Mount Reno, who won that race by 2 1/4 lengths. Number 4 is El Patron, and Patron has had 4 starts so far in the season. His best start was in race number 33 where it went over 1200 meters, finished on 4th behind Veronica. In his last start, and the one we are looking at is in race number 46 where it went over 1400 meters, was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, weakened and finished on 5th. The winner here was Hellblazer, who won that race by about a length. Number 5 is Toronero, has had 4 starts so far. In his last start, Toronero went over 1600 meters, was last as they entered the home straight, then started making gradual improvement on the wide outset, but the race was already over. All Toronero could do was come out and finish on 2nd, almost 6 lengths from the winner, which was Divine Chakra. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 6 is Indian Star, number 7 is Mystic Grey. Indian Star had a mock race as well. This one we are looking at is from race number 26 where it went over 1200 meters, was in 6th spot as they entered the home straight, was asked for an effort on the wide outside, eventually finished on 5th. Number 7 Mystic Grey, who was also switched on the wide outside, then eventually finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner here was Atlantica, who got the rail and the victory by a neck. Moving on to number 8, Musical Sound has had a couple of starts in the monsoon season. First up in race number 2, it finished on 7th behind The Mentalist. In race number 34 in the monsoon season, it went over 1100 meters, was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight, then started weakening and eventually finished on 5th of 7 runners. The winner there was Dr. Doom. Number 10 is Tahoe, ridden by P. Surya. 4 starts for Tahoe in this season. His best start was his first start in the season in race number 19 where it finished on 3rd behind Nandini's Pet. Subsequently has been unplaced in his last start in race number 59. The one we are looking at was in 5th spot as they entered the home straight, did not make any further improvement even though the jockey gave it quite a few reminders, finished on 5th. The winner here was Yaz, who went on a start to finish mission and won that race readily. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Mysore Race Club Cup. This race being for horses rated 81 above, rated 61 to 86 eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we got 3 runners which went up against each other in race number 41 over 1400 meters. First up, we had Tigrio, who took the turn in 7th spot, made some late gains and finished on a close 4th. Number 5 was Mystic Bay, who went on a start to finish mission, ran out of gas and eventually finished on 9th. And we also had number 6, Malwa. Malwa took the turn in 3rd spot, was racing prominently but then eventually weakened and finished on 7th of 10 runners. The winner here was Agnostic, won that race by 2 1/4 lengths. Number 2 is the Protector. 3 starts for the Protector. First up, it finished on 4th in race number 11 behind Agnostic. Then it finished on 4th again behind Stockbridge over 1600 meters. In his last start, the Protector went over 1200 meters in race number 29. Where it was in 5th spot, then when asked for an effort, did not have anything to offer, finished on 5th. The winner here was Sobering Off, and the Protector was found to be bleeding from its nostril after the race. Number 3 is Oasis, has had 3 starts in this season. First up, it finished on second in race number 17 behind Stockbridge. Then it went up against Stockbridge again, and then it got the measure of Stockbridge over 2000 meters. Then it upped the ante, went up over 2200 meters, and was installed the favourite but could only finish third behind Third Avenue. Number 4 is Full Volume. Full Volume has had 4 starts. Its best start was the first start of the season, where in race number 5 it finished on third behind Anastasia over 1100 meters. Subsequently has had 3 unplaced efforts. The run we are looking at is from race number 65, where it went over 1200 meters, was in 6th spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, went towards the inside and finished on 5th. The winner here was Agnostic, who won that race by a length and a quarter. Number 8 is Summer Night. Summer Night had 1 start in the season so far in race number 45, and what a start that was. Made every post a winning one. Won that race by 2.5 lengths, beating Circle of Love into second. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 10 Hidden Gold, number 11 Galen. Hidden Gold has had 3 starts. First up, it finished on second in race number 2 behind Anastasia. Then it finished on 5th behind Stockbridge in race number 13. Then the run we are looking at is from race number 57, where it took the turn in 7th spot, made some late gains and finished on 5th. Galen, who has had 3 starts, has been placing in all of the 3 starts. First, it finished on 3rd behind Third Avenue in race number 2. Then it finished on 2nd in race number 39 behind Silver Rita. In his last start, took the turn in 5th spot, made some late gains and finished on 2nd. The winner here was Cape Tanaros. Number 12 is Presidential. Presidential switched base from Bombay. First start it had of the season. It was in last spot as they entered the home straight, and then Suraj asked for an effort from Presidential. Started moving up with raking strides, but the winner, Regency Smile, had something in the tank and won that race by 3 parts of a length, and Presidential finished on second. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the INS Sugli Cup, for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26 eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First up, we got 3 runners which went up against each other in race number 66. Number 1 was Dubai Star. Dubai Star, who took the turn in last spot, was a little slowly out of the gates and then trailed the field, but then made up some placings and finished on 8th. Number 5, which was Trebia. Trebia was second last as they entered the home straight, made up a placing or 2 and finished on 6th. Number 6 was Lightning Charlie, was in second spot as they entered the home straight, weakened very rapidly and eventually finished on 7th of 9 runners. The winner here was Jawai, who got that race on the post. Number 2 is Castillo. First up, it finished on 8th and race number 33 over 1200 meters behind Veronica. In his last start, Castillo took the turn a little wide, was in 4th spot, came up with raking stride, but the race was already over. But Castillo did finish on 3rd. The winner here was Mount Reno. Couple of runners. Number 3 Mescal. First up, it finished on 3rd in race number 12 behind Monteverde. Next up in race number 44, Mescal took the turn in 5th spot. Then the jockey took the inside passage and Mescal drove through it and won that race. Number 9 is the other runner we are looking at, is Compliance. Compliance was the winner of the opening event of the season in race number 1, but in this race, Compliance was in 2nd spot but then weakened and eventually finished on 5th. Number 4 is Susu Special, came down from southern India, had a recent mock race Susu Special, but this one we are looking at is in race number 34, where Susu Special took the turn in 5th spot, then came up with a big run, but the winner, Regency Smile, had the race sewn up long way from home and Susu Special could only finish a credible 2nd. Couple of runners again. Number 7 is Yaz, who's been very troublesome to get into the gates, but that day Yaz finally obliged and got into the gates and absolutely drew away from the field, won every post of the way and won that race in a very impressive fashion. The other runner in that race we had was number 10 Swift Lady. Swift Lady was in 3rd spot, then came up and finished on 2nd, a long way back behind Yaz. Number 8 is Memorable Memories. Has had 3 starts so far. First up, it finished on 4th behind Regency Smile in race number 34. Then it finished on 10th behind Mescal in race number 44. In his last start, took the turn in 6th spot, came wide of the track, then eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Dr. Doom, who won that race by a length and 3/4. Number 12 is Sporting Trainer. This was the first start of the season for Sporting Trainer, and what a start that was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, gradually improved places and eventually took charge into the last 100 meters or so and won that race, staving out the late challenge of High Spirit by a length. Moving on to number 13, Footprints, a very sparingly raced filly by Perfect Stride out of Bold Legacy. Couple of starts only for Footprints. In its earlier start, it finished on 6th in the previous season. In this season, it went on a start-to-finish mission, got into a duel with Nandini's Pet, then weakened and eventually finished on 2nd by almost 2 3/4 of a length. Moving on to the 4th event of the day, the Navy Cup for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. First up, we're looking at number 1, Cold Pursuit, who had back-to-back wins. First up, it won in race number 20 over 1400 meters, beating Mandolin. In its next start, in race number 37, it went over 1600 meters and got the measure of Whistleblower. In its last start, Cold Pursuit went over 1600 meters again, was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight, did not make any further improvement, eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Someone Right. 3 runners we're looking at. Number 2, Ghost. Ghost had 5 starts so far. His best start was in race number 28, where it finished on 3rd behind 3rd Avenue. Then number 4 is Rimmel. Rimmel eventually finished on 2nd in this race. This one we're looking at is from race number 53, where Rimmel took the turn in 4th spot, came out and finished on 2nd. Number 5 is Whistleblower. Whistleblower was in 3rd spot and eventually stayed on in 3rd. The winner here was Arabian Queen, who won that race by almost 5 lengths. Couple of runners again. Number 3 is Dubai Gold. Number 6 is Dubai Dunes. This race is in race number 63, where Dubai Gold was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, weakened slightly and eventually finished on 8th of 10 runners. Number 6 was Dubai Dunes. Dubai Dunes was a little slowly out of the gates, was trailing the field as they entered the home straight, then eventually beat one home and finished on 9th of 10 runners. The winner here was Agostini Karachi. Number 7 is Arrow Point. Arrow Point was a winner in race number 13 over 2000 meters, where it got the measure of Tar. Then it was withdrawn for its start in the Oaks. This one we are looking at is from the Derby, where Arrow Point went on a start to finish mission, then weakened and eventually finished on 6th of 7 runners. The winner here was Success, who won that race by about half a length. Number 9 is Full of Grace. Phoenix Star out of Closing Speed. The start we are looking at is from its first start of the season in this Calcutta track. Earlier it was to race in Western India. Full of Grace was a little slow out of the gates, was in second last spot as they entered the home straight, then came out with flying strides, but the race was already over because Hellblazer had a winning advantage and Full of Grace finished on a very credible second. Number 10 is Odin. 3 starts for Odin so far. First up, it finished on 5th in race number 3 behind Harvest Time. Then it finished on 2nd in race number 27 behind Magneto. In his last start, Odin was in 3rd spot when asked for an effort, got into a duel with Prosperous Prince, eventually got stronger as they got closer to the winning post. Odin won that race by a length and a half. We move on to the 5th and feature race of the day, the Coromandel Indian Champion Cup Grade 1 for horses 4-year-old and over, to be run over a distance of 2000 meters. First runner we are looking at is A Star Is Born. A Star Is Born, this run we are looking at is from race number 36, where it took the turn in 3rd spot, got into a ding-dong battle and eventually fell short and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Jake. Number 2 is Botero. This run we are looking at is from Pune, where in race number 86 of the Pune season, Botero was in second spot as they entered the home straight, then took charge as they came into the last 250 or so, and then won that race by almost 5 lengths, beating Fortunate Son. Three runners we're looking at. Number 3, Cliffhanger. A couple of starts for Cliffhanger. First up, it finished on third behind Oasis in race number 35 over 2000 meters. In his last start, Cliffhanger took the turn in second spot, weakened slightly and eventually finished on fourth. The other two runners we have, number 6 is Stockbridge, was winner in his earlier start in race number 17 where it got the measure of Oasis. Then it finished on second to Oasis in his next start. In race number 35 in his last start, Stockbridge was in third spot, came up with a late charge but only could finish second. Number 7 is Third Avenue. Third Avenue won 3 races on the trot in this season. First up it won in race number 2, then it won in race number 28, and this start it won by length and a quarter. Number 4 is Jake. The start we are looking at is from race number 36, where Jake was in fourth spot as they entered the home straight, and then Jake came up with flying strides while A Star Is Born and Imperial Power was in a duel in a ding-dong battle, but they did not notice the threat coming up on the wide outside. That was Jake, won that race by the closest possible margin of a nose. Number 5 is Mandeville. Couple of starts for Mandeville. First up in race number 21 over 2000 meters, it got the measure of Sonata by a neck. In its next start, Mandeville went over 2000 meters again, was installed the favourite, was on a start to finish mission and for a while was flattering, but then a late surge came by Third Avenue and Mandeville could only finish second. Number 8 is Speedster. Has come down from southern India. The run we are looking at is from the start it had in Bangalore in race number 67 over 2000 meters, where Speedster was in second spot as they entered the home straight. You can spot the grey in the field, and Speedster could only labour into second, almost 7 1/4 lengths behind Silverius. Number 9 is Success. A Wonder filly has won its last 5 starts. Success, winner of the 1000 Guineas, the Oaks and the Derby. This start we are looking at is from the Calcutta Derby, where it was in 4th spot. Then when produced by Suraj Naridu for a run, it started to accelerate and staved off the late challenge of Trevelius and won that race by almost half a length. We move on to the 6th and last race of the day, the Echoes of Light handicap. For horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. The first runner we're looking at is Oreca Legend. Has had 3 starts so far. First up, it finished on 4th in race number 5 behind Anastasia. In his next start, finished on 7th behind Stockbridge, and it was observed that it bled through its nostril. In its last start, it was in 3rd spot, then eventually weakened and finished on 2nd last. The winner here was Cape Tanaros, who won that race by 3 parts of a length. By the Bay moved from Hyderabad. Couple of starts for By the Bay, has been tad unlucky. Met one better in each of his 2 starts. First up, it finished on 2nd to perfect rendition by a head. In his next start, By the Bay was in front, but a late challenge came by Cape Tanaros, and By the Bay could only finish a credible 2nd. Number 3 is Delphini. This is the only start Delphini has had in this season so far. In race number 23, where it went over 1100 meters, was in 4th spot. As you can see, sporting the emergency colours, then got into a ding-dong battle with Cape Tanaros and eventually fell short by the closest possible margin of a nose. Number 4 is Risina Star. Risina Star was a winner in this race in race number 30, where it was installed the hot favourite, was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight. Into the last 200, took charge and absolutely blew the field away. Won that race by 5 1/2 lengths, eased up past the winning post, beating Star Justice into 2nd. Number 5 is 1000 words. This one we are looking at is from the Bangalore season in race number 169, where 1000 words was in front as they entered the home straight, kept on finding something and eventually staved off the late challenge of Tactical Command, won that race by a short neck. Moving on to the last runner of the day, number 7 Supreme Legacy, who's running after a very long layoff. This start we are looking at is from the Calcutta Winter Season 2021. This was in the 2000 Guineas, where Supreme Legacy was in second spot, chased the winner Black Pearl all the way to the winning post, fell short by almost 2.25 lengths. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.